Okay, London session live, currently looking at NZD Swiss in the Discord. In the day channel, we got an alert here earlier in the day. NZD Swiss has trend momentum on the daily. So I had a look at that, and this was my assessment. Saw a daily breakout bar that closed below ranges and levels. 100% of the levels are bearish here. I'm looking for continued sells on the daily. So what I want to see on NZD Swiss today is price retrace back up to the breakout level, fake out that momentum time frame, show me rejection at the top, and then take it down to the previous day low and possibly further than that. So this is a trend retracement setup. So I think it has triggered already here. So at the bottom here, all my alerts are sent out in real time. So we have NZD Swiss trend retracement on the daily. So that tells me that we have everything that I'm looking for to take a trend retracement, and now I'm just waiting for price to give me the entry. Let me just set an alert here just so I don't miss that. And let me set up my MetaTrader because I'm not ready with this yet. Spread looks really wide. Not sure why it's super wide. I'll take a look at that later. Hopefully it gets better. Okay, so this is a trend retracement setup on the daily. Right there on the day chart, we have a trend retracement setup, and it's a bearish one. So trend retracement, I want to see higher time frame directional bias. We have that. Breakout bar to key level, we have that. Breakout bar right at these higher time frame key levels. And then I want to see a retracement to the breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame at the high of the bar, and then take it down to the previous day low. So once we trigger that momentum time frame, then I can look for breakout alignment patterns. So I'm looking for either a reversal, continuation, or pullback pattern. And right now we've retraced back up to the breakout level on the daily. I'm on the M15. This is where I trade the daily bar. Trigger that momentum time frame, and I can see that we have a pullback pattern here. We're breaking out below the low, and then we're faking out a high above that breakout level. So it's this pattern right here, breaking out below the low, faked out the low at the bottom there, and then we got back above. This move is a fake out retracement on the H8, and if we can get below this breakout level, then this is a pullback continuation move. So 2 minutes here might be the entry. Okay, my spread's better now. Not sure why that was. So these text in black, these are the safer entries to take when you're trading these patterns. So what I want to see is price get below this breakout level to take that move. So these setups, these entries that are in blue here, these are fake out entries, and fake out entries mean I can drop down to lower time frames and look for a aggressive entry. And so this is a fake out retracement. And fake out retracements, I trade as reversals. So fake out retracements, I'm looking for a reversal alignment pattern in a lower time frame. And so once we trigger that H8, I can drop down to the M5. That's where I trade that H8 bar. I hover over the quick buy section execution time frame at the bottom there. H8 alignment is traded on the M5. So here's the M5. I'm looking at the H8 bar now. And so exact same thing. I'm looking for my alignment patterns. First thing I'm always looking for is that breakout level, the H2 breakout level. It's right here. Last breakout bar is right here. So here's a breakout level. We have rejection at the top. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And then I'm looking for price to flip that breakout level. So this pattern right now is a reversal pattern. We're breaking out above, fake out the high, that's a breakout reversal, and then flipping the breakout level is a false breakout. So this is a move I'm looking for in about 1 minute here. So this is my favorite pattern to take, reversal patterns, because these only happen at swing points. All these other patterns happen in between those swing points, but these reversal patterns only happen at the swing points, flipping those breakout levels. So 30 more seconds. Let's see if we can close below. So it's London session right now. London session, the immediate setups I'm looking for are coming from the H8, H4, and the H2. As well as the daily and H12 setups that did not play out in Asia. So this is a daily setup that did not play out in Asia, so then I'm looking for it in London. If I don't get the entry at London Open, then I wait for the next influx of volume, which is the H4 Open in about 2 hours here. Okay, so 5 seconds, let me get ready here. Okay, we closed. Good. Want to see price continue on down. Looking for continuation. So continuation for me is a 10-second or 15-second closure below the peak. So either I can drop down to lower time frames, the seconds time frames, or I can just look at the clock here and look for 10-second or 15-second closures below. So this is all laid out in my chart. Um, what I'm looking for, how I identify trend momentum, how I do my watch list, looking for session-specific pairs. So this is London session. I'm looking at a NZD Swiss pair. I want to trade high probability volume times, which are these ones here. Identify the trend momentum, which I have, and then looking for my setup. This is a trend retracement setup. Hold on a second. Okay, so I've identified my setup. I know my execution time frame is on the M5 and instrument priority, looking at venues. This is basically if I have lots of instruments, which one I'm picking. And so I want to pick ones that have calendar venues. Those are the ones that are usually will have stronger moves, or I'm looking for reversal cycles and then pairs with low spread. Once I have that set up, then I'm looking for my alignment patterns. Want to see a momentum time frame triggered, we trigger that H2. Looking for the alignment pattern, this alignment pattern. So the pullback one, right now this is a reversal one. Then I want to see key level confirmation. I want to see price close below the level I'm looking at. So I'm looking at price getting below that breakout level, and we have a closure. So this is valid to take. Next thing I'm looking for is peak continuation, and that's what I'm looking for right now. I want to see 10-second or 15-second closures pushing past, and then entry considerations. If I'm close to that H4 bar, I'd rather wait for this H4 bar, and we're still quite a while away, still 2 hours away, 1.5 hours away. So I'm still okay taking this. If it gets to 3 p.m. and I don't have an entry, then I'm waiting for H4 bar instead. Looking for ranges, breakout bars against trade buys. All these I'm going to be talking about in the course that's coming up. And then my trade management. So this is a fake out setup. I want to take it from stop losses at the current peak, and then want to take it down to the low. Right. So I've have all my rules all set up. Everything's all good. I just want to wait for a continuation here. Okay, so I don't like that we're in ranges here, but if I'm going to take a trade, I want to be at the edge of the range. Whenever I'm trading in ranges, doesn't matter whether it's an inside bar range, outside bar, or fake out bar ranges, I want to be at the edge of that range if possible. And it is possible to keep it at the edge. One thing I have to be careful about is this H2 bar closing in bullish breakout. Something that I notice a lot is when there are ranges here, very often I would see that price would come up, close and breakout before continuing on down. That's something that I've just kind of noticed a lot happening. So I have to be careful about that. 1.5 hours, this is when the H4 bar opens as well. So H4 is in a range. It's quite possible that I won't have an entry here, and I might end up waiting for that H4 bar to open instead. But let's see. Almost 2:45. If it's 15 minutes before the new hour, then I usually wait for that new hour instead. If you look at all the bars on any time frame, you're going to see lots of top wicks and bottom wicks. Every bar has, or most bars have top wicks and bottom wicks, and that basically tells me that if I get in too close to the to the closing time, to the closing price, at some point in the next bar, I'm going to find myself in drawdown. So almost every single bar you can see has top wicks and bottom wicks, and so always be careful about getting in too close to closing price. Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes it'll just push on through. But if you look at in terms of probability, I would say that probability wise, it's safer to wait to see if there's a retracement, and then you can possibly get in at that retracement and then wait for the continuation. All right, so I'm still waiting. No continuation just yet. And let's see what happens. 5-minute close inside, not what I want to see. But if we fake out the high and then continue on down, then that'll be good. All right, so 4-hour bar just closed. This is a London H4 session. Did not see anything at London. So now I'm waiting for any setups here. Don't like this closure. Shot up too high and it closed right back in that range. So this is not something that I like. Yeah, above the 3 months low. Didn't want to see that. So I don't know if this is going to set up for me here. All right, so in order for me to take this, I need to see rejection at the top again. And then once it does that, it has to flip these breakout levels. This is the preferred breakout level flip, the H2. It's too far away, so if it does trigger that, I'll take a look at the M2. Actually, I should be looking at the 3-minute here. Flipping that. Really close to all these levels. Don't really like what's going on here. Okay, in any case, if it triggers that, I would only be interested if it can get below the M15 breakout level, which is up high. But I don't really like what's going on here. I definitely want to see stronger rejection. And we have faked out the range. So usually when I see that, most breakouts fail. And if these breakouts fail, this is breaking out of a range, and it closes back inside, then I expect price to get back up to the high of the range. Maybe not in one go, but we have closed above, and so I don't like that. All right, so I'll still have a look at that. This is something I still kind of like. Maybe it won't set up right now, but possibly in a different session. I'm not going to trade this if it's not a London trade. Let's see what else is showing up here. Silver, I prefer to trade that in New York. NZDUSD, also prefer to trade that in New York. And scalping here, we have D30. That's a London pair, so let's have a quick look at that one. What was that? On the H2. Okay, so we have trend momentum on the H2. Not the best. I can see that there's a bunch of levels here. D30 recently has been a little bit tricky to trade. It's one of the pairs I like to trade, but recently we've just kind of been stuck in a range here for quite a number of weeks. Not really what I want to be trading. It's fake out level. We don't really have good market expansion here. Just kind of stuck in the middle here. Yeah, okay. So not going to be looking at that. And I think I'm just going to focus on NZD Swiss. Let's see if anything else here is setting up. D30 nothing, UK 100 nothing. Gold. I'm bullish on gold. I want gold to come down, fake out a low, take it up. I don't like when the market just flips without showing me rejection. So daily is bullish, but we have no rejection at the bottom. Never like to see that. And these I look at New York session. GBP USD over here in a range. Price try to break out, got back in. Euro USD also, I don't really want to trade in all these levels. I can force a trade, but not really interested to do that. USD Swiss. So I'll try to break out, fake that instead. Euro JPY, stuck in a big range here. GJ as well. You can see last couple of weeks have just been no market expansion at all. It's a really bad bar flow here. Just stuck in ranges. Swiss JPY. mixed buy cycle here. Safer sells would be below daily breakout level. Don't like this bar over here, which is an outside bar, fake out high, fake out low, close inside. That creates a range, and price try to break out. Didn't break out, so most likely I don't think I'll be looking for anything here. Aussie pairs don't trade, NZD pairs don't trade. These are Euro pairs. Just trying to quickly see if I've missed anything. And with my trading style, the setup should just jump out at me immediately. This would be more of a reversal move at the top. So we have a breakout bar, bullish breakout bar, and then when I want to take reversals, this is how I take them, flipping those breakout levels. So this actually is not too bad. Euro NZD, not really a pair that I like to trade on the H2 though. I'll have a look at that in a little bit. Don't really like to just sit and not do anything here. I think I'll have a look at this one. Looks interesting. If it can get back above. Let's have a closer look at GBP Swiss and GU, as well as what was that, Euro, NZD. These Swiss pairs here. Swiss pairs have been moving quite nice. Generally don't like to trade Swiss pairs because I find them a little bit spiky. Okay, this is interesting. Cat Swiss. Let's have a quick look at Cat Swiss here. Try and pull back on the daily. Stuck in a range here for quite some time. Don't really like that. No, not going to do anything there. Euro NZD. Daily, so this is the Cat Swiss one. This one, higher time frames are bullish. Don't really want to trade this one. If spread was tighter, then I wouldn't mind looking at it more, but don't really want to go against all this. So let me have a double look again at this. Breakout inside, we broke out, came up, faked out the high. Entry on the M15 is below the H8 breakout level. On the M5, no rejection at the top. Would prefer price to come up and reject the top. But I don't mind this one rejecting the previous day high. See how large this would be. Less than 1 hour. Don't really like that. Okay, I'm not going to go for this one. Okay, I guess NZD Swiss is still going to be what I'm looking at. And then GBP USD. H4 close outside bar. That creates a range. Okay, don't really like what I'm seeing here. Risk reward here is not too good. If we can get back above and fake out the high, and then I can get a tighter entry, I wouldn't mind going for that. But as it is right now, I'm not gonna look at that, and I'm just gonna focus on NZD Swiss if I can catch something here. Higher time frames are pushing down. If I go for this one, I definitely want to stay below this month range level. I don't want this to, I don't want to take a sell from above this. I want it to be below. I'm going to mark this off so I don't forget. And that's it. So still looking at NZ Swiss. Didn't like anything else here. Okay, so we do have rejection here at the top now. Now that we've triggered that H1, I can drop down to the M1. And we have rejection at the top here, flip of breakout levels. This actually I can take down. Spread is a little bit tight, so I think I'm going to wait for the M15 low instead. So if we can break out below this M15 low, then I'll take that. And the only reason why is because spread is a little bit wide, so I want a little bit of space. This is an aggressive entry. Reversal down to that H1 breakout level. That would be the first move. Still above the range. Actually, no, this might not be. Definitely want to wait for that to break. Definitely don't want to trade right into that range. I want to see price get outside of that range. Okay, so waiting for price to get below here, and then I want to see that range turn bearish. Okay, here we go. Closing below, that's what I want to see, and then now I want to see 10 second, 15 closures below this peak. See a little dot over here. I'm guessing that it gapped down. And if this can flip bearish, then I'll get in on that. Getting stuck at the M30 low, so maybe I want to see price push beyond that. So we're below the range. We're above daily breakout level. So this is an aggressive one. It's a trend reversal. Faked out the high. The safe trend reversal is getting below this H1 breakout level. Let's see if I can get an early entry. Okay, we got 30-second closure below that level. It's good enough for me. Stop loss at the highs. So for a trend reversal setup, bearish one here, first trade is that top all the way down to the breakout level. So the breakout level, I'm basing this off the H4, is down over here. So this would be the first place to look for some resistance. And then the second trade, breakout level down to the low. So this would be the final target here. And then possibly breaking out below. So that's based off the H4, and then on the daily, I want to take it all the way down. So a bunch of different levels to see what happens here. And let's see what's going to happen. So I already marked off these levels. I'll see what happens at these certain points, and I'll decide if I want to continue or not. Okay, so I entered, this is an aggressive one, flipping that M15. So the M15 is bearish. And so I'm anticipating that H1 is starting to flip bearish. And the H1, if the H1 is bearish, then the H4 is possibly turning bearish as well. So I'm always using that lower time frame to let me know where momentum is headed on the higher time frames. So trend reversal, triggering that H1, I can drop down. We have a flip of that M15, and that allows me to take an entry on the H1. H1 is flipping bearish. If we get below here, then it's confirmed bearish, which means that the H4 is most likely going to turn bearish as well. So these are all areas that things can possibly happen at these breakout levels. But I'm just going to let it run, and let's see what happens. All right, so we just closed below the daily breakout level. I think I'm going to take another entry here. Price is moving pretty good. This probably looks better on the 10-minute, actually, since I am looking at the H4. Okay, that's a 10-second closure below and took that one. Okay, so second position in. Yeah, it looks better here on the M10, which is where I look at the H4. We have price retracing back, gave me that rejection, and safe entry is below that momentum breakout level. So I think it's a lot clearer to see it on this time frame. It's a false breakout move, H4 false breakout. Going back to the original setup, which is the daily. So this was all based off of the daily. Saw it in, marked it off over here. So this is the original idea, and I ended up taking that H4 reversal for that first move, and then this is the trend retracement move on the daily. So 2 positions in right now. Gonna hold them all to the to that low, or at least maybe I'll see that daily open. Sometimes these trades get stuck at these daily opens. Okay, so 2 positions in, 5.5 R, 2 R on this one, 7.5 altogether around, and that's about it. Let's see if this goes. All right, so price continued on down. We're now right at peak levels, breakout levels, so close to the exit. I'm just going to take my profit right now, and that is it. So done with this trade. That was a 5.5, 7.5 R trade. Pretty nice one. Did what I expected. Daily trend retracement. Price came up, faked out the H4 high. That was the daily move. And then I think it was an H4. I forgot how I got in. I'll take a look at the video again, but I think it was a trend reversal setup on the H4. Got in early. I think it was on the M1. Yeah, I think it flipped. Could have gotten really early, but waited for price to get below these levels. Can't remember the reason why. Gotta watch the video again. I think probably this range. Waited for the range to break and then held it down. So there you go. TP hit and done with this trade and going on with New York session.